we can increase our landing distance and our stopping distance by having to make multiple corrections coming down the runway here. So ideally, we want to be as parallel as possible with the center line when we come down to land. So how do we do that? So let's first imagine again that we're coming in at our crabbed angle here. The first thing we want to do, if we want to land parallel to the runway, well, we got to get that nose straightened back out to the left. So how do we do that? We're going to use our rudder, and we're going to get that nose with our left rudder right down the runway again. But as we do that, well, now we're back into the same problem where the wind is pushing us off to the left here, and we don't want that. So we're going to add some right aileron, and that's going to kind of bank us into the wind. So you have to imagine that this rudder is not straight like this, but deflecting to the left to get our nose straight, and now we've got right rudder. So we're kind of in an uncoordinated situation here, but we're flying straight down the runway. Now as we come into land, sort of in this crosswind controlled setup here, what's going to happen is we're going to come down, and in the flare we're going to get that wheel into the wind to touch down first, followed by the other main gear, followed by the nose gear. And then you're going to keep that right aileron into the wind. Even though you're on the ground, you still want to have your crosswind corrections on the ground. And we're just going to roll out like normal. Again, the wind from the right, we're crabbed into the wind here. We're going to use our left rudder to straighten out, right aileron to keep from drifting side to side. And we come in and land, 1, 2, 3. Hold that crosswind correction in, maintain that center line, and you'll have a smooth landing every time. All right, so final piece of this, when should you set up for this crosswind correction when you're coming into land? Well, if you don't have a lot of experience, you're going to want to set up for this fairly early. So when you turn final, you might want to just get yourself set up with your left rudder and right aileron and fly that entire final leg down in that crosswind corrected position. It'll give you more time to sort of get a feel for it as you're coming down, and that's okay. You might not need to do it right as you turn final. You could kind of fly in your crabbed angle here until you're closer to the runway, and then sort of, once you have a feel for that wind, enter your crosswind controlled position and then land as well. There's no hard and fast rule on how to do this, but it's all dependent on how you feel to get yourself set up safely. That's most important, making sure you feel safe as you're coming into land. This is a crosswind tip. Hope it helps. Fly safe.